Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. My name is Tim. I am the host of Glass House News show and the CEO of the Glass House Media Company. For those of you who haven't been here before, welcome. I'm glad you found us. If you're a returning viewer, thanks. I'm glad to have you back. So today, I'm going to talk about something that is a little strange that's happening in the political sphere right now. So, before we get to the news, I want to ask that you please subscribe to this channel, share this video with your friends, and then hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video, and then like this video so that I can know that you guys like it so I can keep producing content similar to it. So, like I said, today I'm going to be talking about something that's a little interesting in the political sphere, but before we get to that, we're going to talk about the National Guard has deployed to the Capitol. So National Guard at Capitol authorized to use lethal force in aftermath of mob. This is U.S. News. So the dramatic escalation in authorities granted to the 20,000 Guard troops stationed in D.C. is only the latest response to last week's massive security failure. The 20,000 National Guard troops preparing for pro-Trump demonstrations this weekend in the nation's capital will be armed and permitted to use lethal force, the headquarters overseeing them says, marking a striking escalation in the way authorities there are preparing for repeat violence after last week's deadly mob. On January 12, 2021, National Guardsmen were given authorization to be armed in support of the U.S. Capitol Police to protect the U.S. Capitol and individual members of Congress and their staff, according to a statement from the D.C. National Guard, which is commanding the Guard forces in the city, including units deployed from 6 other states to provide security for President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration next week. A defense official confirmed the authorization includes permission for Guard troops to use lethal force. The request came from federal authorities and was approved by Army Secretary Ryan McCarthy, who oversees D.C. Guard deployments since the district is not a state, indicating it was not a request from the local government. So there you go. The National Guard has been deployed to apparently defend Joe Biden at his inauguration. This is where we've come to. Congratulations, Democrats. This is the stage you have set. By rioting in the streets for an entire year, burning cities to the ground. In 2018, you marched on the Capitol to protest the Brett Kavanaugh's inauguration, or his hearing. In 2017, you marched on the Capitol to prevent Donald Trump from being elected. You tried to overturn an election. This is the stage you have set. So, sit down. We're playing by your rules now. Get out of the way, let us take our turn, and then you can go next. Now, I say let us take our turn. I want to disassociate myself from all of these people. Because the people that are marching on the Capitol right now, terrorists. Black Lives Matter and Antifa, who burned down city streets and businesses all over the country over the past summer, terrorists. The lot of them. Antifa, terrorist organization. Black Lives Matter, you could probably classify them as a terrorist organization. They've caused $3 billion worth of damage. They've burned down businesses, looted stores. They damaged federal buildings. All for a political agenda. This is the textbook definition of terrorism. So if you're not going to call Black Lives Matter and Antifa terrorists, I don't know what else you could call them. If you're going to call these Trump supporters, marched on D.C., terrorists for breaking a couple of windows and stealing Nancy Pelosi's lectern, then I don't want to talk to you because you have nothing of value to input in the discussion. Because your consistency is a far greater issue than what we need to talk about. If you're going to call one group terrorists for, again, breaking a couple of windows and stealing a lectern versus $3 billion worth of damage, 1,000 police officers damaged or killed versus 1 police officer killed, you have nothing to add to this conversation. your consistency is all out of whack, and your intellectualism is very obviously infantile. With all that being said, I don't know what's going to happen in the next week when Biden gets inaugurated. It is today, the 15th. There are 5 days until Biden is inaugurated. A lot could happen between now and then, as we saw last week with the Capitol riot on the 6th. What will happen? I don't know. What will Trump do? I don't know. But I do know that whatever Trump does, the left will decry him as a racist. The left will say, he's a bigot, he's a homophobe. He's the worst, most fascist president we've ever had. And then they'd go try to side with Abraham Lincoln, who literally arrested journalists and shut down publications. They would rather side with Obama, who literally arrested journalists and used the IRS to go after his political adversaries. Okay. Seems to me that you don't really understand what fascism is. The left also doesn't really understand what a conspiracy theory is. So this article from Forbes says the majority of Republicans believe the QAnon conspiracy theory is partly or mostly true, survey finds. Some 56% of Republicans believe that QAnon, a far-right conspiracy theory, is mostly or partly true, according to a new Daily Kos Civics poll released Wednesday, a remarkably high number considering many of the outlandish assertions espoused by QAnon supporters. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't think this poll is accurate. Because if you were to poll the majority of Trump supporters, do you know what QAnon is? They would say no. The majority of Trump supporters and Republicans don't know what QAnon is. 1 in 3 Republicans say they believe the QAnon theory about a conspiracy among deep state elites is mostly true, and another 23 say some parts are true. Oh. So it's not just QAnon, it's part of the messages that they espouse. So do you see what they're doing here? Forbes, in an attempt to show just how radical the right-wingers are, they are trying to conflate all Republicans and all right-wingers with QAnon. Do you see what they're doing here? They're saying the right are a bunch of conspiracy theorists. Please, talk to me about conspiracy theories when the majority of your constituents still believe that police officers are out in the streets killing black people at exorbitant rates. Please, talk to me about conspiracy theories when you think the police system at large in America is racist. So let's go to this article from The Guardian. 9 out of 10 Americans say racism and police brutality are problems, polls find. 69% of those over 55 see racism as a serious problem. Majorities back range of police reforms, but wary of defunding. Look at that. 9 in 10 Americans believe that racism and police violence are problems in the country, a Guardian opinion research poll has found, a sign that public opinion is shifting away from the views put forth by Donald Trump. There they are again, trying to conflate all of the right with conspiracy theorists. The U.S. president has been criticized for relentlessly stoking white fear and grievance in recent weeks, putting him at odds with Black Lives Matter and anti-racism protests that have swept the nation following the police killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis in May. Yada, 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 yada. The opinion survey of 2,000 adults conducted for The Guardian between 19th and 24th of June suggests that Trump is out of sync with the mood across the political spectrum. Some 91% of Americans now agree that racism is a problem in the U.S., and 72% deem it as a serious one. I wonder, people generally think worse about their neighbors than they do themselves, or they generally think better about themselves than they do their neighbors. I wonder, if you were to poll these exact same people, how would you feel about living next to a person of color? Or how would you feel if a person of color married into your family? The vast majority of these people wouldn't particularly care, which means people think the issue is a lot worse than it is. America is actually a very racially tolerant country. Only about 3% of Americans say, I don't want to live next to a person not of my skin color. That's a very, very low number. So, the question is, why are you talking to me about conspiracy theories when the majority of your constituents say police are killing people in exorbitant rates? In 2019, there were about 1,000 citizens killed by police officers. The vast majority of them were armed and firing back at police officers. But for the sake of the argument, let's just pretend that all of these people that were killed were unarmed. 1,000 out of 330 million. Do you understand what's happening now? 1,000 out of 333 million. Let me put that in the calculator real quick. That is it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It is so astronomically low. I don't understand how anyone can actually state that police are out there just killing people willy-nilly. Do you know how many police oh my goodness, police departments. There we go. There are 17,000 police departments in the United States. Okay? So if there are 1,000 citizens killed by police out of 17,000 police departments, that is a 5.8, about a 6% killing rate. So what does that mean? Okay, so let's use the Democrat standard for the BLM riots. 94% of these police departments are peaceful. 94% of these police departments don't kill anyone. What about police officers? There are 70,000 police officers in the United States in 2019, same time period. This means 1.4% of police officers actually kill someone. So, again, let's use the Democrats' logic from BLM and Antifa from over the summer. 98.6% of police officers are peaceful and don't kill anyone. Are you starting to see a pattern here? Of these in 2019, 1,000 people that were killed, if you had to take a guess, how many of them do you think were unarmed black men? 9. 9 of them were unarmed black men. This is Washington Post. Okay, this isn't me. This is a left-wing news outlet. 9 of them were unarmed black men, and 6 of them were going for the police officer's weapon, or had tried to hit or hurt or otherwise incapacitate the police officer. So, arguably justified shooting. Now we get to the other 3. Okay, there are 3 unjustified shootings of black people. 3. So then now the question is, how many black people are in America? If there are 3 unarmed black killings in America, when there are 48 million, that's it. Yeah. 48 million black Americans. Does that sound like some grand conspiracy to just wipe out all of the black Americans? That is a 0.00006% Man. But America must be deeply racist and trying to kill all of the black people. That is the worst genocide in world history. And you want to talk to me about conspiracy theories? Sure. Go ahead. Talk to me about conspiracy theories when the vast majority of your constituents believe the conspiracy theory that black people are being hunted and gunned down in the streets. It's not true. In fact, the majority of black communities, people in black communities, want more, equal to or more policing in their neighborhoods. But sure, this extremely loud minority of people say less policing. That's the answer. No. Less policing will result in more deaths. More. Because black people are going to gun down other black people. More than police officers who aren't really doing anything to the black community other than strolling through in their police cruisers. So, don't talk to me about conspiracy theories when you are perpetuating one of the widest and biggest conspiracy theories in all of American history. You are perpetuating fake news. You wonder why Donald Trump calls you fake news? This is why. Because you're not telling the American people the truth. Because you want to hold on to your power. You want to sow division because it gets you ratings. That is what the establishment media is doing in America right now. Sowing division to keep their power. They don't care about you. They don't actually care about solving the issues like you and I do. They care about sowing division to keep their power. That's it. That's all they care about. So, if you want to rip that power from them, subscribe to my channel, share this video, get the information out, let others know there are safe places to find information that they seek, and let others know the media is lying to them. The Democratic establishment controls every single major cultural institution of the United States, and it is time to fight back. So like I said at the beginning of the video, I just said a few seconds ago, please share this video with your friends, like this video, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Try not to burn down the country while I'm gone, and even if you do, I'll be here tomorrow to cover it. Thanks. Have a good night.